Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Inshallah, I want to continue with some practice, some more discussion related to the incomplete compound of possession or possessive compound that we were talking about, also known as idhafa, when two words are attached to one another and they give a meaning. That's the discussion. So let's continue that discussion and take another example. I'm going to continue to use the word kitabu. So, because I don't want to add new vocabulary, and at the moment I don't want you to be confused by that. So, kitabun, and another word we can use or name is zaydun. Okay? Zaydun, both of these are nouns. And how do we know, again, for revision? It's the tanween. They both are accepting tanween. And they're both in their, now I'm going to use the term that I introduced earlier, in their marfu state. Okay? Both of them are in their marfu state. Also, just to remind you, in uninfluenced. So it's a natural state they're in. Now, kitabun means book. And Zayd is a name of a person. Zayd, in of themselves, they don't really give you anything. And as you know, Arabic is read from right to left. So, book Zayd. If I come and I say to someone, Kitabun Zaydun, they're like, what are you saying? What do you mean? So, and always, the other thing you want to remember is you want to focus on the ending. Look how the ending of the two words is telling us that there is technically no relationship between the two words. Okay? They're just coming randomly, two words coming together, and they're just there, and we cannot give them any relationship. But look at the transformation in this idhafa construction that you will find in the Quran and in Arabic language in general is as follows. Kitabun and Zaydun, if we want to give them this possessive relationship, we're going to say Kitabu Zaydin. See what happened? Right here. You can see that Kitabun, the tanween dropped on that. And on Zaydun, it became Zaydin. And just to remind you, what happened? Zayd went into this majroor state. A state in the nouns that takes this two kasras or one kasra, depending on whether it's alif lam in the beginning or not. And kitabu is still in its marfu state, but the transformation that happened to the ending is because of the two words now related to each other. Zayd became majroor and kitab dropped the tanween. So that's what you want to focus on in the Quran. We're going to looking at the ending. Pick these types of words, and you will see that you are going to be able to identify. So it's not only the first, just one lamma. You need to look at the next word and see if that's also in majroor state, and then you have a complete package. And what does that now mean? The same two words, book and Zayd, it's going to mean Zayd's book. Okay? And just as a reminder, make sure you're identifying the states of every word. So Zaydun here was in marfu state. Okay? They were both in marfu state, but when they went into this relationship construction where it's possession that's being denoted, then kitab stayed in marfu state and Zayd went into majroor state. Kitab can also take different states depending on what might come before it, like I've explained in the previous lesson. Now, I want to take you into the Quran. Let's do some examples here. So we'll bring this up here. This is the ayah in the 30th juz. Many times we hear it in the salah, in the prayer when we are reciting and behind the imam, and also ourselves we read. So let's go through this. Let's look at these words here. Idha. We really haven't covered this yet. Okay, but I'll tell you the meaning. It means when. Okay, Ja'a. Again, we haven't covered this one, so you don't have to worry about it at the moment, but means comes here. Uh, in actuality, it means something, but I'm giving you the translation in the sentence here. It's actually past tense, so it's came, but because of idha, it becomes comes. Nasru. Now we're looking at something here. What's Nasru is God? It doesn't have a tanween. Look at the ending. We see that there is one dhamma, right? So this is looking similar to the kitab example here. This word is looking similar to that. Nasru. Okay, well, we can't conclude anything yet. We have to look at the next one, and it says Allahi right here. That's what state is this in? This is majroor. So remember what I said. You're going to look at the word that's before it, and it's got one dhamma. It doesn't have tanween, right? And the next one after that is in a majroor state. So we are going to conclude here that this is idhafa construction. Nasru means help, and Allah, we know the meaning. So here, when you said help and Allah, the translation of just this portion will become the help of Allah. That's what that's telling you. So when the help of Allah comes, and wow here is, we haven't covered this again as a particle. Here it means and the next one here is wal fathu. Now you can make definitely some observations about that from your previous lessons. It's got alif lam, right? And it doesn't have tanween. So this is a definite noun. And here it means victory. Okay, so this is a noun and it means victory. So when the help of Allah comes and the victory, or when the help of Allah and the victory comes, so that's how you can sort of look at the construction here. But our focus was the application of what we have learned before. Nasrullahi and al-fathu is the definite noun. What function they will serve, we will talk about that in the whole construction of the sentence when we explore more complex sentences. Right now we've only focused on, as you know, sentences that consist of two nouns. Here you have more than that. There's verb coming, there's nouns, and so it's a bit advanced at this point. But focus on the Quran, and you can now have these observations. Okay, Nasrullahi, help of Allah, right? And Kitabullahi, Rahmatullahi, Baytullahi, that construction of a word that's, I said marfu here in the examples I'm telling you, right? Kitab is marfu and Zaydun is majroor. So it's this relationship that you have to sort of focus on of these two words, their states and how they're coming, and they have to be two nouns that are coming like that. So inshallah, let's again keep building upon this. As I keep saying, take it in bite size. There's a lot we don't know right now at the stage we're in. Don't get overwhelmed by that. Don't get intimidated by that. This is the whole point of this, is we take it in steps. And I'm going to do repeat lessons. I'm going to make sure that inshallah I'm covering the concepts in multiple lessons, even in the future, and keep coming back and referencing the previous topics that we've done. Inshallah, keep applying it in the Quran. Keep taking your own notes, make observations. Sometimes it will not make sense, but write it down. And then for those of you who would be interested in a question and answer session, we can inshallah ta'ala arrange that and then go through that. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.